by tradition.
Hold
And that
tight.
is hold tight the 3-point collectors.
Next thing, Tottenham are whipping boys for Liverpool. You lot ain't beat us in how long? So look at your face. So when I
I'm about to run.
they forget about when the council is going to take the free.
Oh, for real? When there was a little car park out front. Let's talk about six, baby.
Let's hold
Liverpool. And as much as we can talk about Mane is a good player, Salah's a good player, they're just not the X factor, bro. Don't forget about it.
Welcome back to another episode of Stoppage Time TV. We're live in the flesh, live and direct in the fets. You already know what time it is. Got my boy Culture Cams, F Diddy, myself, Mywa. You already know what time it is. Show is presented by Manscaped, STTV, 20% off. You know what to do. Any special occasions? You don't need a special occasion to buy yourself and treat yourself, man. Just look after yourself. Proper grooming. You know, the weather's getting better, lights getting out. Might be young two motives, kickbacks to attend to.
Sunning today,
Listen,
bro.
So I saw you. I was whoring it on the Twitter.
Hey, listen,
Had my
man.
Instagram. Didn't even put an Instagram there. I think it was very excited.
Young pro,
I know. Listen, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Someone's around the corner, yeah. We gotta start marketing ourselves correctly.
It is, man. Just don't use a
Get your
stoppage
man
budget for
synced.
that. You know them ones there. Use your personal budget for that marketing. But without further ado, you know what time it is. Hold tight the 3-point collectors in the room and worldwide, wherever you are. Hold tight the participants. Hold tight the trophy collectors, because you know trophies were collected this week. Hold tight
the final losers.
Final losers, trophy squanderers. Any more hold tights? Hold tight. Hold tight the people using their platform for good, you know, speaking about what's going on in the world and that. A few players, you know, doing that sort of stuff.
Troy Deeney.
Troy Deeney. I forgot about that. Troy Deeney's take. Before we even go further, obviously last week was all thing, but formally, RIP Jamal Edwards. So, we say at the top.
Big up him, man.
So yeah, real talk, real pioneer. Just life. I don't even say music. It's more than that in life. But I guess we start with the final, and then we'll just float around in what's going on in the football world.
Yes, sir.
So let's talk about it. Liverpool have won the League Cup. That's the first time they've won it in ages. They've now won it the most, 9 times.
They were already the holders of that.
No, they were joint. They were
With
joint
who?
with City.
City. Oh, City went
joint
up,
with City.
yeah.
No, City would
City
just
been
win
cleaning
all the
up
time.
last
Yeah.
couple of years, you
Class
know.
four,
yeah.
Stat padding crazy.
So, but I guess very, 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 very good game of football.
Yeah.
Despite
Quality
being
game.
0-0, very good game of football. Even before the game even starts, the whole Klopp, when they did the VT of Klopp and Tuchel and they're going through stuff, it was like, raw, like you can understand why them, you understand it, but when you see it again, it makes sense. Okay, you know, you've basically followed this guy for your whole career. And like, I think Tuchel's basically got 8 trophies, Klopp's got 9 now. They've both got one Champions League.
In their whole career,
Yeah.
only got 8 and 9.
Yeah, are you surprised?
These man get compared to Pep and Jose. I flip it. No.
I think
8 and 9. Them man are sitting in
what they're
plus
at
20.
now.
I believe so. Or it might be
Not,
8
not.
and
I
8.
don't think careers get compared. I think it's metrics as to where they are and the clubs are at
I don't.
now.
I think the 8 and 9
They
might
need
be
to
wrong.
get their
But
trophies up, B.
before this final, I think
Damn.
Klopp had. I mean, Tuchel had 1 more trophy than Klopp, so now it'll be equal on whatever number, whether that's 8 or 9. But they both have a Champions League, both have like a top 5 league, something like that, and whatever. Because Klopp had Bundesliga, etc., etc.
How you feel walking away from that game now?
It was an entertaining game, but it's like it's just like,
Considering as well,
we should have. For me, even though it was a 50-50 game, I feel like we should have won with our chances. We had better chances.
That's the
feel
thing.
like we
I
should've
felt
won.
like you lot had the better chances.
I feel like we should have won, and I feel like
even
this
though-
game it summarized sort of where Chelsea are at in terms of those small margins are the difference. You take those chances today, you walk away with a trophy. You take those chances over the course of a season, you're in the title race. It's the small margins of
And you
where
look
we
at
are.
it, there was a chance pretty much that fell to every individual in that front line.
Pretty
So you
much.
could say Mount,
Lukaku's
Pulisic.
chance when he came on, you know, with the turn, he tried well to get off. Mount should have had 2 chances. He could have buried. Pulisic had his chance.
Pulisic one was gilt edge, and then the Mount one, I think, on either side of the half, I just thought, yo, this is, you know, when it starts to feel almost inevitable.
Yeah,
Chelsea are missing
like you said, you're waiting for the dagger. After you missed the second, it's like, yeah, you're waiting for the dagger. But I feel like that it just summarized where Chelsea at. Production wrote something like so eloquently. It was like, until Chelsea get to a point of where they're finishing at elite level, you can't compete with the likes of the City and Liverpool. Because City eventually...
And Bayern, don't misquote me.
Oh, sorry. No, but I'm talking about Premier League. But if you're talking about Europe, yeah, he said that as well. But because someone in their team is going to score. Yeah. Someone in their team is going to take a chance. Someone team is going to punish. And I feel like that's where the fear factor comes in when you're playing most of these top quality teams. When you're defending, you're like, rah, we can't hold off for much longer. Someone's going to score. With Chelsea, it's like, I'm sure they've been missing for the last 6 games. If we hold off, we might be able to score one. And that's what's happened this season. Yeah. So it's it just summarizes where we are. But I think it's very unfortunate, man. I know Mendy, you know,
do you think that was offside?
Saves. The technology is saying it's offside.
Bruv,
I don't think it was, but if the technology is saying so, who am I to argue? Do you get what I'm coming from?
That for me, Lukaku. The thing was, Lukaku as well triggered his run like 3 or 4 times. He stalled it, and I was like, "Yo, he done that well." And then I just thought, "Yo, Virgil got caught on a little island." So that was.
Why does he hate him so much?
And said Virgin Van Dijk, you know. Don't kill me, blood.
Listen.
But
I thought that was onside and I thought that was unlucky. But then I'm sorry, we gotta address it. That last minute change with Mendy.
Where do you want to start from?
For me, I thought the goalkeeping decisions from the start of the game, I was like, yo, I think both have made the right decision. And starting Mendy, I thought Cam was a bit like, yo, Kepa made the whole way. He should have maybe got the nod.
Yeah.
I was thinking, yo, big games, you calling your big guns. And Mendy, in the AFCON final, he won it on penalty. So I was thinking, yo, do you know what?
He saved one.
He saved one, it don't matter. You still there.
No, hey, I'm just like,
for me, people are talking about Kepa saved these 4 penalties. Bruv, how many went through today?
No,
he saved none and then skied his one, bruv.
But do you know what?
I'm just like, I don't think it was like the tactical tweak. I think that was a moment where, you know, where we say Pep overtinkers. Brother, I'm sorry. The last person I saw do that was Louis van Gaal, I think, in the World Cup. Didn't work out either.
No, but Tuchel's done this. Tuchel's done this. Tuchel done this.
Actually, yeah.
No, but Tuchel's done this. Tuchel's done this. He's done this already. Yes, it's not new. We've won like
Wasn't
this.
he trying to do it? With
No. He's
taking him off and kept him on.
No.
That was sorry, innit? Yeah.
We've done it. Like this is the both keepers know what the arrangement
I don't know.
is.
For me, I would the way Mendy. Do you think that was the right choice?
Yeah, because it's an agreement. It's
but
said
what
thing.
I get what Fuad is saying.
You're saying
for me,
the
performance he gave in that game.
I
For
hear
me,
you.
120 minutes. I felt there was moments he kept you lot in, and I thought after the year Mendy's kind of had, he's almost solidified himself as one of the best keepers in Europe.
Agreed.
You've been selected for the final now because Kepa's been dropped. Go with it now. You've made the choice. Lie with it. That's what I'm saying.
To you is
you pussyfooted out basically I'm not going to start Kepa, but I'm going to throw him in last minute. What's that all about?
That's right.
Now you're leaving Kepa there to look a fool basically, but Tuchel's going to hide behind that.
No, because at the end of the day, like, if it's been done before and it's well documented and both have even come out and said like, yeah, this is the thing.
Yeah.
They know it's the thing. It's basically like a tactical thing. At this point in the game, we're going to do this. They know, they're aware. It's not like it wasn't an off the whim thing where it's thought, I'm going to do this. This was a prearranged, everyone knows what's happening.
Is it a prearranged thing where now every penalty shootout basically you get to?
They've mentioned
Kepa's
this before,
going to be the guy.
Yeah,
this is so moving forward now. Every penalty shootout,
but
regardless of the situation, Kepa's going to be called
From
upon.
what has been mentioned, that's what they're saying.
That's you man rate Kepa this highly in penalty shootouts.
That's what they're saying, bro.
Okay,
no, but
cool.
I do think though, like
I don't think that was the right decision for me.
Well,
You have to
it
go with the
obviously isn't the
moment.
right decision.
You're saying you have
because
to
it
go
was
with the
good.
moment.
Yeah, you got to go with the momentum of the game. Like if it was a quiet game, Chelsea didn't get any chance. I mean, Liverpool didn't get any chances and stuff. Then maybe you can say, you know what, like Kepa can come in, blah blah. But the fact that the whole game was looking like the Edouard Mendy final at this point, well. Chelsea had better chance, but Keller wasn't making all the saves.
Yeah.
But if it was looking like Edouard Mendy final kind of thing, you would probably think, keep him in the game. You know what I'm trying to say? And then he might just have the momentum
I can
to do
see,
it.
personally, I can see both sides. But again, you have to wear this hat with, where if it's something prearranged, and bear in mind to what happened with the Sarri thing years ago, where you've had the drama with the goalkeeper. Imagine you try to do the thing where it's like, oh, okay, I'm going to go.
Kepa's on bench
like,
like what?
No, but you're supposed to come. So it's like there's so many factors that go into it, and sometimes you just almost like have to go with the game plan because it's like if I go with the moment.
Fair enough if that was a game plan.
The thing is,
but
I respect him sticking to the guns of okay, this is what we said we're gonna do. We're gonna do it. Do you get where I'm coming from? I think it was the same thing with Lukaku thing. You're gonna come on when the game has a bit more of this. After those chances that missed in the first half, he could have been like, let me go with the flow of the game. These are my packs. Let me put him on.
I do
He
think
had his game plan.
I do think a ruthless manager though would just turned around to Kepa and said, "Sorry, bro. Like, nah." Mendy's
I don't
having
know,
the game of his
especially
life.
for me, it's the
I think
starting
I think if you're talking about like a Jose Mourinho or something, he would have told him sorry next time.
I don't know because he's on record saying
the betterment of the team. I think in a game like that, I think Kepa should have started. That's what I think. Mendy proved, I guess he did his thing, but that's not how football works. The game could have been completely different if Kepa played. But I think in that particular moment, look, penalties is luck. It's all luck anyway. You guys drew. No one won. It was a draw. It was penalties. But at the end of the day, in a momentum moment like that, I think you should be keeping him. I think you should be.
I hear it, but again, if someone's on record saying I believe this person is better than this person in goal, I understand why you're gonna do that. He's on record saying that, listen, statistically and whatever, everything we've run, this is my better goalkeeper. Therefore, I'm always gonna back him in the situation.
I get that. I don't even dispute that he should be.
You're just saying that sometimes.
I'm saying the thing is if Kepa played a part in the run, and you're gonna say to Kepa, look, at the end, if we get to the penalties, I'm gonna reward you by No, but
it's not reward. It's not a reward thing. It's just in general.
But this is just how weird football is getting because, like, I just can't ever imagine Sir Alex Ferguson saying Van der Sar, good game, we're bringing Thomas Kuszczak on
the last second. Like
it's like if you're that number one, you are Chelsea's number one or whoever's team's number one. You should be in goal for the penalty shootouts. All this tinkering, football is just becoming ridiculous now. Keepers are making subs. It's getting out of hand. I can never imagine Ferguson telling Peter Schmeichel, you're coming off for next man, or telling Van der Sar, you're coming off for Kuszczak, or man's telling Cech, you're coming off for Hilario. Like, Cech wasn't even good at penalties.
And Hilario was the same thing.
Cech wasn't even good at penalties saving at that point as well. People were saying he's a bit shaky with his penalties. So imagine Jose saying, Cech, come off. Hilario, come on. It's just not going to happen. If you're that solidified number one, he just got given the best goalkeeper in Europe and the world. I'm sorry.
And this is what people will use as a little knock when they want to discredit him from being the best keeper in the world. The final man was getting substituted last minute or whatever. Like, just a little sidebar.
No, I hear it, but I feel like, again, it goes down to the character of the person as well. You're talking about goalkeepers where, in terms of their careers and their journeys and everything, their whole pinnacle was, don't even chat rubbish to me. With Mendy, there's the whole humble style and everything, but the dynamic of where Chelsea are coming from,
just happy to be there.
No, but the dynamic where Chelsea's coming from is like we spent
African tax. Don't do out the Africans,
we spent bare money on this goalkeeper. They're gonna compete. This goalkeeper's our number one, is the best in the world now. You are a specialist at penalties. That's how they've portrayed it. So that's what it goes down to. But again, like we say, it's the final margins. Gone.
It's coming like what Cam said in football. Yeah, like. Everything is so stats based. They're making a human element out of it. Like, for example, back in the days, we never did load management, all this. Like, players will play, but now it's like he's in the red zone. The scientists told us he's in the red zone, so he can't play. But 10 years ago, you just keep playing through it. So I feel that that's the problem. Like, it's not to that level.
It's not only that as well. It's now become a percentage game as well. So it's like now a thing where it's like if we send in 50 crosses, for example, 50 crosses per game. On average, the games that we've done 50 crosses per game, we have scored on average in those games 2 goals per game. So guys, go out there today and make sure we get 50. It's become too numbers and too analytical. But listen, it happens in all sports now. Basketball is so analytical now as well. So it's just technology.
How many times have you heard stuff like,
it's the modern
listen,
day.
We lost today, but we won an XG and stuff like that.
You know what I'm saying? That percentile.
This game was pretty good. Despite I think it was like a 1.8.
Yeah. No, I want to say in general, teams
but overall, though, I think Chelsea were good. Chelsea were good. I think Klopp got his substitution so wrong. I mean, those subs sent the game away from, in my opinion, for Liverpool. Like bringing on Milner and taking off Mane, who I thought was linking up well. Him and Diaz were actually the only ones that were making Chelsea's backline actually think. I'm not sure what Donny on the right hand side was doing, but all I know is Diaz and Mane were important. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So you think about it though, like when he did that sub, I was a bit confused, and then you ended the game with Jota, Salah, and Origi up top. It was just a mess. Harvey Elliott came on. I think everything was just a bit of a mess. I'm thinking if you're gonna make a sub, maybe I know Ox doesn't play that much, but when he plays all right, to be fair. I thought you'll bring on someone like that to inject a little bit of something extra. The Milner sub was a bit safe.
It was odd for me, yeah.
And to be fair, I think Kante, that game was a bit leggy. I don't think that was Kante's best game.
Kante's
so
best
you'd
game.
want to
That
bring
extra.
on... Yeah,
They needed...
you'd want to bring on Ox
one more
to
person
get around
in there,
him.
If they put one more person... Because remember, Kovacic had the yellow as well. And Kovacic was a bit leggy and everything. Kante was in there, like, in terms of Kante's, amazing player. But that game,
it's because Kante is now at a phase where we'll just say
load management. You have to load.
Kante, what do we say on Dos Locos? Now Kante has just got to be UCL
the Champions
Kante.
League guy.
You can let him just forget anything else. Let him play in the UCL. He'll get man of match.
Look at Thiago. Look at Thiago.
Nice
But Thiago didn't even make the game.
Yeah.
Imagine that. So it's like certain players here, you have to manage.
That Milner sub was
if
weird.
they added an energy guy, I think that would have killed the game.
Even at that point, bringing on Jota and Divock for me, go for a 4-2-4. I want to see Liverpool go gung-ho at that point, to be honest. But listen,
what did you make of when...
Nah, you won't go gung-ho because you don't lose the game.
What did you make of when Chelsea made the substitutions of bringing...
Lukaku and Werner?
Yeah.
That's when I thought, Tuchel ain't fucking around no more. He's going for this. He's enough of the intricacies, and fair play to Kai. He was dictating up top today.
He was class today.
Creating...
We were saying before you man arrived, it's like... It has to be a big game for him to say.
And I think he was letting those free flow guys work their way, and they had their chances, and it didn't come. Then he said, "You know what? These man got to be tired now. Let me throw in the PMP. Here we go." And
they tried.
First extra half, I saw Lukaku bring one ball down from like 90 feet on his chest. I said, "Hey!" And then the goal happened. I said, "Hey!"
And then he did the back
heel. You might be up to something today.
And then he did the back heel. No, I feel like it's one of those games where you can't be.
It was a better performance from him when he came.
100%. I even tweeted before. I said, with the way Liverpool were doing their line, the way the Wembley's pitch was
to him. Yeah, I saw that tweet. Yeah,
you mentioned it. I'll give you credit. You know me. When people say stuff, I'll give credit. You mentioned it very early on. We were like, can Lukaku be impactful at Chelsea, even though he's 100 million, as a sub where the game's getting a bit stretched, and then he can do the running behind thing? It looked like today could have been one of those games because their line was so, even the chance he got, he managed to have space to go forward. I don't know if you can do that permanently because you don't bring a £100 million striker to come off the bench. That's another conversation. But there was signs of encouragement, but it's the same issue that we need to be more clinical. And, we've got Champions League now.
Hey, Reece James coming back.
I'm just happy that he didn't lose his hamstring. Because when I saw him come on, I thought, if Diaz
going toe-to-toe with Diaz. Let's touch on Diaz.
I was about to say, like, we got to talk on some outstanding performances. When you look at Diaz, for me, Diaz, Havertz, cover was good, but I want to talk about Diaz and Havertz because them two were actually balling today. And people will look at it and say, oh, maybe this is why you need people to get goals and assists and stuff. But Havertz plated three man. They should have scored. He plated 3 men. So, but people might look at it like, oh, no goals or an assist or whatever. Or Diaz, Chalobah, like credit to him for even maintaining the full 120 or whatever it was. Because, bro,
he was getting
back off an injury as well.
That was a real test, bro. At Wembley against Diaz, who is live wire, bro. He is what I call a real winger, bro. You look at him, he's working the back line. He
started shouting online saying that, but he only plays in the inside space. And it's like, and it goes back to what you said about earlier.
Going down the line.
No, but it goes back to what you said about all this statistical stuff about in spaces. No, we're talking about the attributes of someone getting the ball and saying, you and me, let's dance. Yeah. That is what you call winger. Not, I want to score. You square up. Put your fists up. Let's go. For the whole game, man said, put your fists up.
And
I said, this is
funny
insane.
because people are talking about, this is the most entertaining 0-0. The reason why it was such an entertaining 0-0 is because Diaz and Havertz were making shit happen for both teams. But people don't look at the game that way. They'll look at it and just be like, oh, they didn't score or they didn't whatever. But that's not what it's all about. Those two actually made everyone's happy. Bro, it was 0-0. Everyone's happy about that game. Why? Because you watched good football today. You see how I feel? I've watched 5-0s more boring than that. Do you know what I'm trying to say? That's how football should be.
The defenses I thought was solid. I thought
Thiago Silva,
Rudiger was solid as well.
He had that one thing and then he got the ball back.
Van Dijk today were decent as well. Was that?
You
know the moment with Elliot?
The Salah one where the ball went and he had to recover.
Oh yeah. Did you see the moment with Elliot though, where Elliot thought he was gonna have a big dog?
But Van Dijk came, Rudiger.
Hey,
he kind of got humble still.
We said when the oldest pulled up, he said, "Hey,
you know what Rudiger did?
The youngest."
You know what it is? Do you know what Rudiger did? Yeah, Rudiger went to go pat and Harvey Elliott. Yeah. Then Milner came like, allow it. Then he's like, what are you doing? He started patting. He started just looking for trouble with Milner. Then Van Dijk came, Van Dijk came and he's still looking for Milner. I'm like, bro, look at the man in front of you, like Van Dijk's there, like, bro, move.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Hey, Rudiger's a bully still.
He's a wind-up
bully.
merchant.
But bruv, Luis Diaz, Tasmanian devil playing style.
Do you know what's beautiful about this whole thing? Yeah?
And I think, I can't remember one of you said it, but in the GC, where I think Klopp has literally found his regen of what, his prototype winger. You've got the work rate to go with it. You've got the technical ability. You've got, just everything about him to fit into that system.
But you know what
he
I love
looks
about
like 55 years old though. What the hell?
he looks.
I saw you tweet that, but you was missing a word. I was like, is he saying he looks 55?
Yeah, he looks
What's
55.
mad about it is
No, that's foul.
already he's
25.
come in, he's played a few games. He looks like he's, you know how people be like, oh, he looks like he's been playing in the league for a long time. It's the small things to me.
Life.
A man's playing, no gloves, no Under Armour. He just looks like he's just ready to go, and it just goes to
and gloves hype, bro.
it just goes to the fact that Liverpool's recruitment, like it might take them long to sign the players they want to sign, but they get them in. They get them in, and they get them in for good prices. You have to give.
But we can't not. Yeah, go on.
One other performance we got to big up. I'm sorry, but Kelleher as well, man. What a story, bruv. Just from a story aspect, I think. I didn't know who the hell he was. Was it last year? I remember
Last year when he was doing them young performances,
and he was decent as well. And I thought, all right, cool. Let's see.
And he's improved as well.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole Carabao Cup, he's been good, and now in the final,
good
done
pen
his
as
thing,
well.
Bruv. Yeah,
Really good pen. Apparently, he was a striker till 14. Good pen. Like Kepa. Go on, productions,
slotted this thing.
Go on.
Can I ask you that question?
Go on.
Just about that whole Havertz thing. Me and Mace was touching on it before he came. Do you feel like it's either him or Lukaku? Because I was talking to my brethren pre-game, and I said, I just don't think they can play together. And I said to my boy, when you see Havertz play anywhere else, bar 9, he plays whack. Yeah, he has no impact on the game. All he does is just pass it back to who he gave it to. But when he's the 9, it's like he turns. He
he's
runs
a hybrid.
On the ball,
Yeah.
he plays people in. And the only problem with him at Chelsea is he doesn't have wingers like Mane and Salah who score. Because he seems to me like he's
They'll
a 9
say
like
that Firmino
Firmino.
role.
I think he's a. I don't think he could play anywhere else.
Yeah,
But
so
centre
I think-
forward. What do you guys?
Yeah,
was gonna
I
say-
think.
Sir, bro, when the signing first happened, we were wax lyrical about those 2 stints with Leverkusen where he was playing that position.
Yeah,
And how they said that, listen, you are the guy, just go there. And it was like,
do your thing.
do your thing. And it was one of those things.
First half of that season, they were playing him in midfield. It weren't working.
And it was working,
That was
but it was
COVID year, innit?
Yeah,
it was working, but it was like you could see he was a good footballer. When he got there, it was goal scoring plus good footballer. Everything, complete performances, and the wide man were eating as well. So we were talking, I was like, if you were to play them in a 2, you would have to get them to work in such a way that the rest of the team has to work to them.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's necessarily possible because we've seen that Lukaku is not going to run at Chelsea. At Inter he did it, but he's not going to run.
No, but at Inter as well, I think people forget that Lautaro's got that dog about him.
Yeah,
where
exactly.
He does those dirty yards for Lukaku.
Which Havertz could do. No, Havertz.
It's not naturally in him though.
No.
Havertz is 6'2".
Havertz does
I
yards.
don't want a
He'd rather
6'2"
link
playing
the
behind the striker trying to be cute. Get up there, get a bit physical sometimes. Trap the ball, move. We're forgetting he's a weapon in the air. When the ball gets to Havertz, he's actually very good in the air. I think with what production was saying, I don't think them two necessarily can work because you look at the movement in and around Havertz when he is on the ball. As much as Mount, we'll talk about that in a bit, but Mount and Pulisic, as much as they didn't score their goals, their movement is very good. You know what I mean? As you said, Mane and Salah, the movement is very good. Lukaku, regardless, the movement is stiff. It's stiff. It's not like that. And you guys are saying when Lukaku and Werner came on and stuff, I think it started diminishing Havertz. I don't think when Lukaku
he had to go wide.
and Werner came on again, exactly. I was just
he still
Havertz
tried.
game
He still tried. He still put stuff up.
tried, but he didn't do what he was doing.
Like
in the first.
him and that sort of people. It's hard because I don't see it as a false 9. He wasn't anything false about his performance, but because he's not a traditional striker, people say false 9. Him in that position was cooking, and he has been.
But he dropped. The thing is, when he's in that position, he can go anywhere.
Yeah,
when Havertz
pockets
has to stay in a certain area of the pitch, then he's not
It's hard.
as effective.
Yeah.
But when he can ghost into certain areas, then you
So
can be
does
effective.
Tuchel now cater to Chelsea towards Havertz then?
well,
Is that
if
what
we
we're saying?
if we look at the trend, he kept Werner
Both
and
are big
Havertz at
money
the team.
signings.
Yeah.
So you're getting the most out of if one or the other. So it's going to
But
work
this is
out.
what's interesting. He kept both of them out for a few games.
Yeah.
Tried Lukaku, nothing was really working. Last 2 games, it's been Havertz is your time. So now it'll be the next game. Let's see what happens. If it's Havertz again, then we know what's happening. Okay. Lukaku, you had your audition, didn't really work. Go and get fit. You're not looking as sharp as you need to look. Havertz is getting his term now. never what happens after. If Havertz isn't Havertz would have had maybe 3 games where it's pop in. Okay, it's you. If he goes down, what does Werner come back in again? It'll be telling. But I think what that game showed for me as well is, again, Chelsea have loads of
consecutive finals you've lost.
Yeah, at Wembley.
You
4
guys are
consecutive finals
losing
at
the
Wembley.
juice. You're taking your chain back, giving it back to Arsenal. They're the kings of Wembley.
I can't get your chain back.
Yeah,
man.
but we're giving it back to Arsenal because, boy, you man are getting smoked at Wembley now. You guys used to be the kings. When Drogba left, how many since Drogba left? 1? Against FA Cup against us?
No.
2.
Costa had 1.
Is
Conte.
it?
No, it's 1.
Conte won.
One.
Because they lost that one to Arsenal.
Yeah, exactly.
When
That
Costa
was the
scored,
Mertesacker thing, isn't it?
Yeah, they lost where Mertesacker masterclass.
Hazard
Yeah.
1-0.
Yeah, exactly. Against us. Against us, yeah. Hey,
It was.
Never thought I'd hear that.
It was.
But it was.
It was.
No, it was.
He did the Mazza.
Drogba took his shit back, boy. You know he's been running. You always had that judge at
Man said,
Chelsea
give
for
me
like
the
10
statue.
years.
Until I get the
Bro.
statue, you're not seeing it.
He
Man
took
said,
his shit
until I
back.
get the statue, you're
Why
not
is
getting
Hasselbank
anything.
in the studio, not Drogba? Well, you guys got to get Drogba in the studio there at that point.
Drogba's not on this thing. No.
working.
Real talk.
it's
Laying
true.
laying
That's
stuff
Twitter
down.
memes.
No, it's when we spoke about those 4 finals. I think the Leicester one we were poor. This one today, say we won. The City one was thing, and the Arsenal one was the red card. But either way, the stat says 4. We lost 4. I feel now with the season, people are flopping behind us. Secure what you need to secure. Champions League with that performance again. When it comes to being a cup team, you can't write Chelsea off. I think that's what you've seen. Like Tuchel and the way that we just play as a team, it's very difficult. Very, very difficult. There's a lot of fight to make sure that we get a result.
Yeah.
So can you go and do the Champions League again? That for me, it should be like, okay, listen.
I hope not, because that'll be the worst. That'll be bad for football, man.
What?
That'll be bad for football. That'll be bad for you guys ain't good enough to be back to back.
People say good enough. If you win it, you win it. If you win it, you win it.
That'll be annoying, but we got to give credit as well. Like
Freeze all
Liverpool,
the
for Liverpool,
assets.
even for Liverpool though, like credit to them, because when you're in a title race, winning a Carabao Cup, as Jose is the one that actually came into this country and said, you know what, I'm going to prioritize winning Carabao Cups, and Pep has continued it. Fergie never really cared that much. Wenger didn't care, but Jose kind of changed the mentality towards the League Cup. He's like, listen, it's an early celebration, early feeling to go and know how to win trophies. And he talks about how important it was for that Chelsea team to win their first trophy against Liverpool, to go on and win the title, blah, blah, blah. So you got to give credit to them, because do you know what I said? Yeah, Liverpool really want this cup, because what has the discussion been? Liverpool only 4 trophies in this Liverpool era and blah, blah, blah. So they really wanted to get some trophies. And look at the way they celebrated today. You'd have thought it's the World Cup final.
That's what I was about to say in terms of
Don't do
their
that.
domestic.
Don't do that. Don't
He's
do
so
that.
dumb. In terms of their domestic cup, he knows putting them in. He knows respect. In terms of the domestic cups, it's always been like, Klopp hasn't taken it seriously. Why he's not taking it seriously? I mean, there was something that came out. I don't know if it's necessarily true, but apparently Salah had played more minutes with Chelsea in the League Cup than Liverpool up until because he hadn't
Mane's
played in
last game
everything.
was 2018. They said
So
Nuts.
to manage the team how he did it and then win the final, that after having the result that CE had and everything, there'll be good feeling in the camp. There'll be good feeling in camp. You keep moving forward. Now they're saying
we're
quadruple
being
on.
very
Funny
nice
little
here
side
today.
note,
We're
though.
being very nice. There was some bad performances.
There was. We spoke
There
about the
was some
good.
bad
We spoke about the good. Let's talk about the bad.
Let's start Mason Mount. I mean, not only was his 2 chances poor, but if you actually look at his general play in that game, Mason Mount was way off it. I know he's come back from injury or whatever. Not sure where he's gone off and got that trim from either. But
Elvis Presley thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know he's missing Chilwell a little bit too much. But when you look at his actual overall performance,
childish.
when you look at his overall performance, I don't think it was good. And bro, like, come on. All right, I'll allow him for the first chance. Havertz put in. You can argue maybe was it a little bit behind him. Who knows? But that second chance is gaping. He even took it a little bit too early, hit the post, and I'm just like, those are the moments you've got to take when you're playing, especially a top team. You've got to take them ones, man. And I think other people in his position will be taking that. You know what I mean?
What hurts is Ziyech was injured. No. Pulisic's chance was just. But what hurts is it's like again.
Pulisic, too much soccer school, not enough street.
LeBron James.
Too much soccer
It's like
school.
if you look at where Chelsea at the moment, Ziyech has been the one player that's kind of really stepped up. And I think he's injured. You just feel like Ziyech, like in terms of our clutch Champions League run. He buries those, and it's like it's just it's how it goes. But he will be disappointed. He will go and watch those games and be like, listen, I'm Mr. Chelsea. I should have this is my chance to actually have that end product to be like, I'm Mr. Chelsea.
Bro,
he'll be
the moments where you just know Lamps is putting it away, you know? And I don't want to compare it, but you know, that's what happens when you're not saying he's Lampard quality, you don't think he ever will be. But when you look at Lamps, you just got to take them, man.
He will have to learn and come back stronger, be better for it. Because at the end of the day, those are two.
Kante out there for as long as Tuchel did. I know he probably got better as the game went on, I thought as well.
Jorginho could have come on.
Jorginho, I thought maybe could have come on a little bit earlier.
I feel like with the way the game was and the way he expected the midfields to be engine rooms, he thought, listen, Jorginho, if I put you in here, it might be a bit mad.
It started getting a bit, like a basketball game.
It might be a bit mad. It might be a bit mad.
But Kante wasn't doing what he was doing, though.
I know. And then even, because there was even one point where Kovacic, with all his press resistance and everything, they were on him. And I said, right, if this was Jorginho, and then bear in mind, you got injured players at the back. I understand why it took a bit longer to bring Jorginho.
I got Chelsea fans messaging me saying, run back the Kante agenda. I'm like, yo, chill. I said, Kante won. I'm okay now. I've left that shit. But listen. Let's stop beating around the bush. There's an elephant in the room. We're ignoring apparently the best player in the world. Like, what happens? Right. What I don't get is that why is it?
Right is a sick name. That's an insane.
I mean, that's the new one.
My man on the right.
Mo man on the right.
That's insane.
No, but what I don't get is that we say best. People say best player in the world, but we're not giving him best player in the world attention. Cristiano Ronaldo at 37 still gets best player in the world attention. Messi at 35 still gets best player in the world attention, and we're just ignoring the fact that Mo Salah stunk. Alonso was comfortable. Again, calm. We talk about Alonso not being good defensively.
Going forward and defensively.
Bloody hell, he looked like Maldini today. Like I thought Maldini.
Hey, what's wrong with him today?
I thought Maldini was out there today. No, in all honesty though, like, yeah, it's good that they won. But what I always ask is, when you ain't got the ability to score, so for example, like you're not in the position to score, it's stiff. Rudiger's there. You're not going to get past him on PMP. Alonso's there. Thiago's covering. You're not going to get... How else are you going to influence the game for your team to win? Look at Diaz. I'm sure Chelsea players have probably walked off like, who the hell is this guy? That's just...
glad he
it's going to be long. Exactly. I'm glad he came off. Salah, the whole game, was only on the pitch because potentially there's penalties. And what if he just... A chance ricochets to him and he can go and score? Do you know what I'm saying? So... Yeah, but I just think all round, like, we can't be acting like, we can't be saying somebody's the best player in the world, best in the league, this. But when the game like this comes, just play a blind eye, just performances like that. It's not right. And that's what makes me know, truly people know he's not the best player in the world.
What I wanted to ask is the question that we're asking here, away from this big game performance, is Salah not scrutinized enough? Is that what we're asking? Because the reason why I'm asking that is, when I hear people talk about like Mbappe, for example, Mbappe can have a sick performance and they're still like getting into
Remember Mbappe's Euros? Remember his Euros? Yeah. He walked up, there started being things about his family life, everything. He got scrutinized. And I get it. You win a game, the scrutiny is going to be not as much. Just like what we're saying about Grealish, for example. Yeah, their team's winning. People are not going to probably be as on it. But at the end of the day, we're talking about who's going to follow Messi and Ronaldo as these top dogs. Them man in them type of games, they decide them games, bro. They show us something. I'm not even talking, forget even about decide it. I watched the match. Again, what I was saying with AFCON, you watch the game and you think, who's the best player out there? Anyone would have watched that and said Mo Salah's the best player in the park.
And I think since the turn of the year or the AFCON even, I don't think the best in the world talk has been as loud. I'll be honest.
I would say post AFCON, because turn of the year was still the Watford goal and the City dancing.
The Watford goal was last week, wasn't it?
No, the dancing. That was turn of the year.
But last week as well, they was like, when he scored that little goal where he cleaned it up and then controlled it, was like, hey, he's back. And it was like, all right, we got a final now. Gonna turn up? Yeah. And it was like, hey,
and then the record is, in 10 finals that Salah has played in, he's scored 1 goal, and that was a penalty in the Champions League final. So, I mean,
all I'm gonna say is
10 goals, 10 finals, no open play goals. Interesting.
Let this be a warning to you.
That was his first fan at Wembley.
Let this be a warning to you. If you're a Muslim, don't celebrate Christmas. Yeah.
How did we get?
Well, he won the trophy, so is he still getting rewarded?
How did we get here?
Rewarded, but
listen, all I'm saying,
we saw what we saw.
I'm not here.
That's by Fuad and Fuad only. I was going to say the surname.
I'm not here.
The thoughts of Fuad alone.
I'm not here to make.
We're just here
judgment.
this is a football podcast. We're here to analyze football performances.
Come on, man.
I'm not here to make any judgment. I'm just telling people, keep your third eye open. Keep your third eye open. What do you watch football for? Enjoyment and entertainment.
Let's go into some other Chelsea topics that's kind of making massive news. I would say 2 weeks ago we were talking about Roman Abramovich completing the trophy haul. Now this week we're talking about him giving stewardship of the club to the trustees, and this is off of the back of everything that's going on in the world right now at the moment. I don't want to get into this whole political this and that or whatnot because there's so many people that are having conversations about stuff that they don't truly understand, and I'm not a fan for that. My main thing is, what do you think this means for Chelsea? It doesn't have to be exactly right, it doesn't have to be wrong. What do you actually think, based on what you've seen, it means for Chelsea? Because for me, I see it as an attempt to sort of make sure that nothing actually happens, but we don't. It's just one of those things.
It's basically him trying to remove himself. If you're gonna freeze my assets, as you said yesterday, those ain't my assets, big man. Do you know what I mean? But now the trustees have to look at it like they're gonna be a front for Abramovich's pooty dealings.
But for me, what's weird about all of it is, in terms of he said about stewardship, the day-to-day running.
I hope it's the beginning of the
hasn't
end.
been. That's so. As a Spurs fan, you're hoping it's.
I hope it's the beginning of the end, where he can't invest as much money. He now has to kind of take a back seat, and really, it's Bruce Buck and them man gotta come out and start running.
Save the bridge.
Hey,
save the bridge part
two. Save the bridge days. This is what you might have had 20 years of glory. We was decorating him with showers last week, saying, "Yo, you've done the damn thing."
Yeah, but do you know what's
it's a nice chapter in Chelsea's history.
Do you know what's mad about it? I feel like
Finito.
I don't want to go too into like economics and stuff, but if something's sanctioned, it's basically tainted. You can't sell it on. Chelsea as a product, that's a very attractive proposition to buy.
But the thing is, he can't sell it right now in the climate.
No, but I'm saying before sanctions kicked in, he probably could. But either way, it's going to be a mad thing. If he tries to sell
now,
it,
this is what I'm saying. It's like also like your summer budget now. How does that get handled? Genuine question. I'm curious.
There's a lot of things.
They're saying that they're not trying to. There's the Telegraph put out something saying that you guys ain't trying to. The trustees haven't accepted it.
A lot of the stuff is all talk. The thing is, we're never going to truly know what's going on. But there's that side of the speculation. But there's also, do you think that can affect players?
Not really.
I don't think it can. I feel like at the end of the day, the manager.
As in like if they're thinking about like Abramovich is close to Putin.
Just in general. No, but just in general, the whole situation. Do you think that ahead of a cup final, do you think that can affect players? I don't think so personally.
No, I don't think
so. A lot of people are like, he owes it to his team to not do. I'm like, fam, these men.
I was saying it last week when we was giving him all that praise. I said, yo, you lot owe him. Yeah. Like if he pulls a plug, you lot are done for as a club. Like liquidating, for real.
And before anyone.
The level he got Chelsea to, just another billionaire will buy Chelsea.
They'll have to try and buy Chelsea somebody else. But it's just the fact that you got such
Can he sell them now in this climate? That's the thing.
That is the key part. He's not like, I'm trying to run this as a business. He's not doing the Man United thing. He's like, listen, I care about ball. I want to win. I want to compete. Therefore, go forward and spend what you need to spend or do this and do that. Just update me with what's going on. He's texting managers with question marks after they lose games. He's actually invested in the proposition. You get me? He's not sort of like, mad. Let me just take 50 million from here.
As a Chelsea fan, are you worried?
I can't be worried because it's too in the air. Do you get me? There's so much in the air that's so much.
Does that not concern you?
No, because it's been like, for me in my head, it's been like this for so long. I remember when he wasn't allowed in for bare long. We only saw him at Champions League finals. I remember when he was getting new passports,
Israeli passports.
He's got Portuguese passports.
But this
now.
is a world issue now.
This is a world issue. And
this is different.
What is mad?
This is like being right hand man to.
What is difficult is always that. I'll be real. Like let's without getting too deep. What is mad is it's always that uncomfortable thing of like, being a Chelsea fan. The history of the club, being a Chelsea fan. What's your favorite up to you? You know those uncomfortable things there. It's one of those things you're thinking, it starts bubbling up a little bit. Yeah, it's just, those uncomfortable feelings of, and I won't lie, like as a Chelsea fan, you feel that all the time. When you see the racial stuff, you're thinking, like it's that heightens with stuff like this.
What are you saying? You're uncomfortable being a Chelsea
fan? Hey, you sure you're on the train, blood? Man said, I can't get. Man said I don't feel comfy getting on the train. You know what? Man said I feel like. Man said the race stuff.
Are they gonna kick me off today?
You might have.
You ain't safe in your own stadium, dog. Oh no, fam. Man said with the Chelsea, I feel
This is the best show in the world. It's just one of those things.
England have announced that they will not play any games against Russia until further notice.
I feel like a lot of this.
Russian players are probably thinking, the fuck we
Yeah.
Why the fuck you mentioned me? Remember that 50 Cent? You remember 50 Cent?
Yeah.
Fuck me for.
A lot of the stuff that I'm seeing
man.
is fair play for people want to use their platform, but I just love how narratives and things change, because when it was one thing over here, you were getting demonized for talking out. Do you get what I'm coming from? We don't have to go too deep with it, but it's like it's funny how things change. But that's that and that.
When Pogba and Ahmad were getting fined for
Listen,
Palestinian flags.
there's just loads of things that it's always.
Hey,
then
free the Africans stuck in Ukraine as well, by the way.
Yeah, real talk. That's well said. Well
They
said.
want sympathy.
What else have?
Hey, listen, listen. Let me not say too much.
Hey, what else is on the
much.
docket, man? That caught me off guard. What was
Not
the?
say much. Boy.
What was the other thing we had
It's
to
real
discuss
uncomfortable
today?
in this room.
Let's go. Let's talk about Bielsa ball. I'm gonna pass the baton to you to.
Please, rule off Fuad.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we got one.
He's like
Listen, we got
81
one.
no. You're losing. You're 81
Hey,
and
listen.
you're a lottery team, bro.
Out 20% from the field, bro. Or we celebrate every bucket. No, but let's discuss Bielsa. Because it was this time last year where he was being touted as one of the best free managers in the world by FIFA.
That was madness.
And that's where this initial fuss kicked in. And do you remember at the start of the season when it was just me and you on the episode, and I said, yo, Leeds this season,
In trouble.
they've got to adapt.
No, but you said
They
it 2 years
can't
ago as
do-
well. I'll give you credit.
No.
You said it
But I said when they came in the Premier League,
Yeah.
cool, you can survive that first year Sheffield United surprise everyone style. And I remember Cam was saying like, nah, they've got equal, goal difference. They're 10th, cool. The second season, I always notice it catches up with teams. This man did
People
not
have all
adapt.
the analysis, the videos. They look, they'll be like, okay, this person.
Exactly.
Your
They
squad
know
ain't-
your system.
Yeah, your
they
squad
adapt your
ain't,
system.
ain't that great. So you lose one player.
Facts. Add on top of that now, you lose key players. Because I know everyone will be in the comments saying, oh, but he's lost Phillips, he's lost Bamford. That's where true great managers are judged on. How you adapt and tweak your tactics, especially when they're long-term out as well for me. You could have got replacements in as well, if I'm not mistaken. January's just gone.
Did the board back though?
Listen,
Did the board
is
back?
that not their guy, Bielsa? Are they not making documentaries and saying, gracias, Bielsa?
Yo,
Back
Gav,
him then,
do
bro.
you know what's interesting with Leeds, yeah? Because as a team, as a team
I'm
that,
sorry, 60 goals in 26
that's insane,
games.
But
Lord
I
of
want to back
mercy.
your
Nearly a
point.
Premier League record.
I want to back your point
God.
because as
Butts
a team,
in cheeks.
you're dumb. As a team that plays with so many players that play multiple positions, if you're going at that, surely you must can make something work, because you're basically saying that everyone knows everything.
Please,
you must can make
let's not
something
forget
work.
his record signing Rodrigo, who was 30 million, a left winger, also could play striker. Does he play him there? How useful has he been over the last 18 months? Let's look at some of his signings, bro.
Yeah, but you look at his signings this summer. He got Dan James, Firpo, and they only made Harrison.
Firpo got injured, right?
Yeah, well, he's
Harrison
terrible
permanent.
anyway. And they made Harrison permanent. 2 signings after getting promoted and him leading you to a very decent season. Would you say that's very necessarily back him? And then part of that core, which did well in the season, as you mentioned, Bamford, Phillips, and their centre half. What was the centre half's name again? I can't remember. One of their centre halves. Cooper.
Yeah.
Ain't he the captain of the club as well?
He's the captain.
So the 3, that's the core, the spine of the team, gone, and they only bring in 2 players. Is it necessarily his 100% fault? Now, his playing style, no matter what, will be his fault, because they've always been conceding or whatever.
Much.
But they
Cam,
needed more.
What was you sat here saying last season when Klopp had those big injuries? Why are you still playing that dumb high line? You are being penalized. You need to adapt to your team that you have. Stop playing to the team that you imaginary would have if everybody was fit. I'm sorry, Bielsa's still playing like he's got Rockstar 11 out there.
Yeah.
And every week he's getting pammed 4-0, 5-0, and we're supposed to say, oh, but he's trying the right way, give him credit. And that's my thing for me is, as long as a manager is playing aesthetically pleasing football, so much gets overlooked, and I feel like with Bielsa now, it's almost caught up with him, where Leeds now had to look at the reality of, yo, we could actually go down if we stick with him.
Yeah.
Because if this is their guy, they're riding with him to the grave.
Yeah.
But they truly believe now it could work. And I'm sorry, Jesse March coming in, good luck.
Boy.
Bruv.
Boy.
We'll get to that one once he's confirmed. But yeah, I'm sorry,
Boy.
but Bielsa, it was only a matter of time, I feel like. And I said, like, this will probably be his longest job or whatever, because he got from the championship. He's usually at clubs for 2 years. Why?
And then you cut.
Because it always goes like this.
Bielsa,
We've
He
been
runs it to
seeing
the
this for
ground.
20 years if you followed his track record. But a lot of people only clocked him, and it was like the fairy tale, oh, Leeds are finally back, because the story of Leeds as well, let's not forget, they're historically a great English club. So everyone's like, oh, it's nice to see them back. I hope Leeds stay up or whatever, but I'm sorry, Bielsa, this was only a matter of time, and I'm glad you've been
They are in trouble.
busted.
They are in trouble.
I think
They are in trouble.
I think though, I think
We got him now.
ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him now.
You know what though? I think overall though, I feel like he's done a good job over there. I think overall he's done a good job. When was the last time Leeds were in the Prem before? 2004? 2005?
Something
like that, yeah.
2005 or
03, 04?
something? Yeah, gets them promoted and in a very fashionable way as well, which everyone is excited about. Does well last season. And this season, just like Chris Wilder, man, brought them up all upon these leagues. But then eventually it comes a time where I think it's so hard for promoted teams in the second season to get it right, because you think to yourself, do we reward these guys that helped us get here? How many changes do we make? Who's good enough? It's so hard in them decisions. And I just think, yeah, Bielsa ended up getting wrong. Him not even learning how to speak English was annoying anyway after a while.
I thought,
So-
you know,
and
hold
I
tight
think-
is
I think
translated.
at this point-
Arrogance!
I
Hold
think
tight
at
is
this point-
translated,
I
though,
think at this
because
point
I
I think he should just retire, man.
Hold tight is translated though,
Just
because
retire.
like he did a good job whilst he was here. He held it down.
Big him up,
Sounded
man.
like man.
Yeah,
them.
that was his nephew or something.
We don't even know, but he sounded like he was from South, bro.
I know he was suffering, man. I know he was suffering.
He sounded like he
behind
was
the
from
scenes.
South. So but yeah, no, obviously that's that. Do you reckon they'll stay up with whoever they bring in?
If it's Jesse March, no, good luck. Good
He
luck.
didn't
It's
even do
gonna
a good
be
job
more of the
at
same,
thing.
bruv.
Where else he like what Leipzig?
He just got sacked from Leipzig
Yeah,
like
he
a couple
didn't do
weeks
well.
ago, bruv.
He didn't do
Like
well
he was
there.
drowning there. He had
Word.
them in 10th. Like,
It's a tough one, man, because Leeds, Everton, Brentford, Newcastle, I think they're probably going to stay up. Then Watford, Norwich, bro, there's some bad teams down there, bro.
7-8 man race. I'm just
Bad
hoping
teams
there's a
down
big
there.
team that gets scalped this year. These
Like
big
Everton.
teams need to
What,
learn.
Everton?
I'm telling you. And Everton.
Would you want
Leeds,
Everton to go down?
I would love it if Everton went down.
That would be-
After 7-8 years of mismanagement of I don't care. Let
You
them
know
go.
why I
down.
want Everton to go down?
Why?
Because Spurs love poaching Everton level players.
Hey, they take,
I must say, we'll take
when
Ali
you're
back.
taking Arsenal,
We'll take Ali back.
you're in the mud. Sigurdsson,
Yeah.
listen, go have them.
Nah, but
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I mean, Everton going down would be mad.
It
I
would
think
be.
you know what? They're one of the only English teams to
Not
never
to
go
ever
down.
be
It would be
relegated.
mad. And
Need
when
that.
you when
reality
like,
check.
I feel so
West
crazy.
Ham have had it.
It's so mad
Middlesbrough,
because
Leeds.
we won't have to stay on this for long.
Mad.
But their performance this weekend, they really tried and they got screwed over. That is one of the worst decisions I've seen
Rodri.
in football. That's one of the worst decisions I've
Yeah.
seen in football. That is insane.
That was a mad.
And hold tight Lampard for freeing it as well.
Teeny hype.
Hold tight Lampard for freeing it as well because he was freeing it. But that is one of the worst decisions I've ever.
I saw
What's
Chelsea
it?
fans doing that. Like, yeah, I love Lampard, man. I've got so much respect. Keeping it real. I was like,
Yeah, but they were
man.
celebrating when
You
he
guys
got
run him out
sacked.
the club,
They were celebrating when he got sacked.
They run
But,
him up, lads.
Listen, before we go champs and does, let's quickly touch on Conte because a lot's happened last week. You guys,
been,
you know, back on track, and then the one punch is now solidified as statistically the best one punch. The statements after the what game was it?
the Burnley
Game.
Bruv.
We've spoken about it,
Yeah.
but talk to me from Spurs' perspective how that whole thing. Because for me, I feel like he was not misquoted but misinterpreted.
Yeah.
For me, it sounds like he's saying, "Listen, I'm not the type of person that can just close my eyes
yeah.
and say I can't see bullshit. It's bullshit.
saw
I'm
your
always going to
tweet,
call
yeah.
it out,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to walk away. I'm always going to fight because that's me.
You summed
Something
it up well.
has
yeah.
to change here.
Yeah, yeah. You summed
He
it up
can't
well.
believe that he came in and he's actually everything he heard and thought, oh, it's rubbish. He's actually heard. Even when he's saying that, I thought I was a good manager. That's him saying that. Listen, I saw Jose couldn't do it. I saw Poch couldn't do it.
I thought I
I
was
got
better than
juice.
them, man.
But nah, they man were actually being told, you've got no hands, make
Yeah.
it work. Something has to change.
And he's the way I
Because he
see it
called
was,
at Chelsea's board. I've seen him do this before where he literally goes, listen,
Bruv,
I'm not the one.
Conte's a terrorist.
Listen,
Conte
this is a guy here
terrorist.
that beat allegations for trying to rig a league, you know. He's very like, he's very influential, you get me? So That's how I took it. But tell me what happened with the Spurs discourse. Because I saw Spurs fans dissing him and saying, if you want to leave,
fans
leave.
were going, they were losing their head because it looked like basically he was saying, sack me, sack me. That's how I felt like the majority of Spurs fans took it. We was like, he's turning his back on the club. Yo, do you know what? Let's let him walk away then. He doesn't want to be here. But I'm like, bro, he's looking at the situation like, you lot just put on the performance of the season on the weekend. You set the standard and then midweek you come and I chose the same lineup and you man gave me that. How can I not like think that I'm a shit coach? Like I put the same man out there, gave him the same instructions. Like, what's going on here? He's genuinely looking at this like, right, I've got a bigger job on my hands than I thought. And I think he's making such a scene in these press conferences because he's almost raising red flags to the board to say, brother, if you man do not seriously buck up your ideas and get things right at this club, you lot are in the pits of hell. And I'm glad that he's doing this because for me, one thing or another, if Conte walks away or if Conte stays, he's going to highlight this board for what it is. And I feel like that's the one thing I love about guys like Jose, Conte. They wear their heart on their sleeves. They're terrorists, bro. They will do anything in the name of winning. And I'm sorry, in football, that's all we want to do. And we didn't win. And I'm sorry, against Burnley, when they bullied us as well in the way they did. I think first 20 minutes we were okay. Then they turned the screws on us and it was burnt wet Wednesday. Yeah, as we said in Burnley.
It's pronounced Vergos, isn't it? Because he's Dutch.
Vergos, yeah.
He
was just having fun with man. And it was like, they were having their way with us, basically.
Brownhill, oh my gosh.
So that's...
Romero got dunked
the
on.
dunk, 360 windmill.
Bro, poster.
Literally. You know when man get the smoke like that? That's what happened. And I was bigging him up all game thinking, nah. So I understand his frustrations when we lose like that. But then the right response happens. That's what you want in the next game. So listen, he says he'll keep working at it. And I said, you got 18 months on that contract, big man. See you at work tomorrow.
Bro, I
like that.
See you at work tomorrow.
People are not adding the as you said, the hearts on sleep, the emotional side. Conte is so emotional, bro. He is, bro.
Too emotional.
Look, when they're winning, he's running up and down, jumping into the crowd. When they're losing, he looks like he's depressed.
Yeah.
He's just so emotional. And the thing is, it's a new situation. This isn't him losing a game and dropping to second. This is him losing a game and being sixth, seventh, hanging around there. So he's not used to this. So
first time he's lost 3 games in a row since 2009.
But he's not used to. When was the last time he was lingering in this sort of position?
Of course, Conte doesn't do this. And the thing is, it's not only that. It's like, when he's emotional, you can see it was the perfect example of his emotional kind of side because he said that when it looked like sack me. And the thing he said after, was it Leeds that you just played?
Yeah.
He said, they're now starting to get. I'm like, how did he go from now they've all of a sudden understood? Yeah. But the other week it's like, they're not good enough, I need to leave. And he said, he's just emotional. You can't look too much into what Conte says in the presser. He's just very, very emotional, man. So they need to chill. Everyone just needs to chill out, man.
Yeah.
Really and truly.
I agree with that.
Before we go into champs and duds, any other fixtures you want to mention? There was the Arsenal fixture, right? They came out 2-1.
Yeah, man. Clutch. Lucky.
Is there a change on the discourse on Arteta? Because I'm seeing a lot of Arsenal fans
love him, and they just need to own it now. They just need to own it now. Do you know what I mean?
Some are still trying to fight it.
Yeah, they just need to own it now. It's so evident. Arsenal fans love him. I'm seeing them retweet stuff, Arteta stuff. Arsenal fans are happy. Look, at the end of the day, why wouldn't you be? He's doing everything you would want. Arsenal fans walked into the season. I always say expectation be reality, yeah? Okay, expectation, you probably didn't expect to finish in the top 4. You thought you were going to finish here. United thought they were going to finish here and there. Reality is now, we're at this point in the season, Arsenal are a better club, better than the rest that are probably chasing the pack at the moment. You can probably say all around the same level, but Arsenal are the ones that are taking the points, they're taking the initiative. 3 games in hand on United, and what we say here is points on the board, yeah? But 3 games in hand on United, who are second with, and only 1 point, is it, behind? Arsenal, why can't people just admit, okay, Arteta had his time, he's made some big decisions, Hale and boys are doing their thing, Arsenal are now top 4 contenders. And if they get it, he has done a madness. Even if he gets 5th, I think Arsenal now, at this point, if Arsenal get 5th, they should be disappointed. That is the mentality Arsenal fans should have now.
That's where they're at now, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That is the mentality you should have. If you don't get it, you should be disappointed. And that's, we gotta just say, that's credit to Arteta. You don't have to run afraid. People are too afraid to change their mind. It doesn't matter.
This is it. People don't want to be wrong.
There we go.
People don't want to be wrong. And the thing is, you're your view on something can change as the season goes.
Didn't they start the season with 3 losses in a row?
Yeah.
Come
But
on, man. Everyone thought they're going to be in relegation 10th,
The
11th.
example I'll give is, again, people might not think it's relevant, but when you look at Leicester and West Ham of recent seasons, people have been like, them not finishing top 4. Okay, it's calm. They're not expected to be there, but they'll be like, listen, we genuinely got it. Well, don't get me wrong, we're happy with European football, but we genuinely believe we can get across the line. Don't think about the historic of the club and everything. It's just about the moment in the season where you were and how everything was going. You thought, listen, the finish line is there. We're nearly there. We fell short. It hurts, but cool.
Declan Rice in interviews
Yeah.
says we're gutted because we want the top 4.
Yeah.
Because the reality is top 4 is available.
Yeah.
You can
It's
do
a viable
it.
thing.
So
Yeah.
man, like for me, like I mess around when I'm like Arteta on Twitter just to like see what people are saying, just mess around there. But he's actually doing a good job, bro. I don't see how you can say he's not.
I
He's
said
doing
this
a good
year,
job,
if they
man.
finish top 6, it would be progression from where they were the last couple of years anyway.
That's
all
disappointing
they
at this
should've-
point now,
and
for me.
Yeah,
That's
that's the thing. I
disappointing.
feel like
Top
now
4.
with what they've shown the first half of the season, I felt like they've shown they can beat the teams that were lower than them, and that's where historically they've always struggled. Defensively, they've now got something together. As you said, they've got youngsters coming through. Yeah,
They got it tough. They got it tough. Their games are tough. It's Chelsea.
I was gonna say,
Liverpool, and that's Chelsea and Liverpool.
upcoming
That's a big
fixtures,
test. And I
North
think
London
when have
derby
you got-
still
you
to
guys
play
are-
as well.
Exactly.
It hasn't been arranged yet. But
These are big
I hope
tests.
they set that up as a
showdown.
last day showdown thing. Yo, that would be
But
so lit.
Let's go champ and duds. So duds
What other
first,
games though? There's some Newcastle.
Southampton
they won,
are
innit?
quietly
Newcastle
doing
won.
their thing.
Newcastle doing
Yeah.
their
Southampton
thing,
doing
bro.
their thing, bro.
Ever since they got new owner,
Hasenhuttl went from overhyped to fraud to back to
Hey,
now
we
just
were had-
yeah.
just no.
I abandoned them. Stop still.
Yeah. Che Adams is, he's just managing there. That finish was so janky, but to loop it from the floor over the head, I was like, fair play, man. Like, champ, Mitrovic broke the record finally.
Yeah. That's you got to
Mitro,
come on.
yeah.
He scored again as well.
Yeah.
They're champions, aren't they? They're
They're
champions.
going to. Well, they're not officially yet.
No, I think they've already won. They've already got promotion though.
Oh,
in the
okay.
bag.
I don't.
They
Have
got
they?
70 points. They got 70
I've
points.
not peeped it this weekend.
I'm not sure.
Championship. We're not watching
I've
this
not
year.
been on
Yeah.
this
I've been
weekend.
seeing it. They
I
got
saw the
70
game.
points.
I didn't know they've. I don't. Is that confirmed? Mad thing. Wow.
Congrats to
Okay.
them.
Well, that's a champ. I think you got to give Liverpool if they're
Of course,
quadruple
they're
going
they're
for
champions.
that. Who else is there?
Mbappe.
Yes.
I think the discussion soon gonna need to be had. He might be the best player in the world.
Take time.
He might be the best player in the world.
Collecting evidence. Don't
Listen,
Before
he
even
might
that,
be the best
before
player in
even
the
that,
world.
let's
Because let's be
first
honest.
base. Wait,
Listen,
first
let me-
base first.
listen, how much-
He beat the pace allegations.
He's still pace. I mean,
No. We can't. He's beat allegations on that.
what allegation?
He's shown us genuine quality.
No. He
I
showed
thought
me
he's
that
always
when he was
been-
dancing
yeah, I
around.
mean,
like,
listen-
in
No,
Barcelona's box and
but
all
people have been
sorts,
holding
bruv,
on.
yeah.
His pace. He's shown he's got
With
mad quality.
I think
he's beat those
with-
allegations.
With Mbappe, the best thing you can say about it is that he's playing with 2 all-time generational football talents, arguably 2 of the top 5 football talents I've ever seen in my life, in Neymar and Messi.
And he's holding his own.
He's better than them. Let's be real. 2022,
Fuck
Mbappe
off.
is better than Messi and Neymar.
Fuck
Let's
off.
just be in it. Let's just be honest.
Fuck off.
He is better than Messi and Neymar comfortably for me. He's been carrying them this season. And then you look at the rest of Europe, Lewandowski, Benzema, Salah, who people will say are in the conversations. I think he's better than all 3 of them. At this moment, I would take Mbappe. If I'm building a team or if I want a player, I will take Mbappe for all reasons above Benzema, Lewandowski and Salah, because he can do all of it. He can entertain me, he can score, he can link up, he can assist. All the rest of them, they can do one as others maybe, but he is spot on for me. And I think he's the best player in the world
I've been most
at the moment.
impressed with is after, because I feel like his career has been one smooth trajectory like that, and I felt like the Euros was the first time he got that
adversary.
a little bit of
and they were
knock
on
to
his
say,
back.
how are you going to react? Everyone's
bounced
against
back.
you. You've got a chip on your shoulder. You're seen as this big ego. That's how.
And
you
what's he done
react.
since? He
Bounce
went
back.
and was probably the best player at the Nations League. He's crashing man in the Champions
Champions
League.
League.
Have you seen this brother's Champions
that's
League
why I'm
record? Have you seen the
curious.
names
It's
he's got
insane.
on
It's
on his bodies?
Crazy.
Have you seen the bodies he's got?
It's insane.
Bro, one
It's
second.
insane.
I can even pull it up.
Bro,
It's
he's
insane.
unbelievable, man.
But,
That is what you call, a generational talent. That
No,
is
I
a
hear it. I
generational
hear it.
talent. All these stuff, but
Here
this
it
that's
Hat
generational.
trick at the new camp, bracing the Allianz, bracing the Signal Iduna, goal at Old Trafford, goal at home and away to City, goal at Anfield, goal again at the Allianz, and then a last-minute winner versus Madrid.
This
mad.
brother's
It's
22
mad.
years
You gotta
old.
give him credit.
Crazy.
You gotta
That's
give him credit.
generational.
Hey,
But that's
no,
generational.
You got more
we
champs?
ain't going.
You got another champ.
My 1-2 punch gonna get their accolades.
Yeah.
B.
Oh, Kane's
Yeah.
performance.
Bun Drogba and Lampard. Yeah. Bun York and Cole. Yeah. Bun SAS. Bun Henry and Perez. There's a new name at the top. Yeah.
bare black
Kane
man
and
is saying
Son.
bun, you know.
Yeah.
Bare man,
Yeah.
Bare black man.
Bun all them, man. There's only one name at the top, and we only gonna keep climbing and adding.
I said, you remember that Dex? We're climbing those ladders. Remember that video?
We climbing those ladders.
We got any duds?
I mean,
Paul Tierney.
Yeah.
We need his bank accounts on surveillance because that was high level cheating.
Oh, mash. I had a random champ, but you know Jeremy Pino, right? Villarreal. Man scored 4 goals in one half.
Nuts.
Going nuts.
the world at
Crazy.
the moment is just
In
full
mad
of duddery.
place, real talk.
And also, sorry, randomly, I was up 1 a.m. watching Inter Miami versus Chicago Fire. Higuain is he thinks he's a creator.
Yo,
now.
number
He
10
thinks
now.
he's a
Bold,
creator. He's
big
bold.
mid.
He's on corners. I said, you're a dad, man. You're a dad. I can't take you seriously. Bro.
Reinventing
He's actually
the
trying
wheel.
to play like a number 10,
Bro,
like Del Piero or something. I was
pieces,
killing.
everything.
Bro, I was
No,
dying,
he's
man.
too-
But
That's
alright,
another
that's
episode.
another-
Like, share, subscribe. You know what to do. Wait. Whoa, slow down, buddy. Instagram, get involved. All this funny stuff. Oh yeah, they said that he will fish you up in a boxing fight. That's funny.
Hey,
That's
we
good.
need
Oh,
to
yeah,
arrange
yeah.
that.
Well
We need
done,
to arrange-
people.
I can't believe you lot
Two
actually
things,
voted. This guy who's half my height.
Bro, I'll slump you.
Bruv,
We know this.
I will-
Two things.
Cool.
I'm glad they know that I'll slump you. And another thing is, I'm glad people. Can I just ask a question about that penalty shootout thing? Yeah, just a question
were
because
saying
it's such
because
a
I support Spurs.
No, it's such a silly situation because have any of you man scored a tournament winner at Loftus Road Stadium in front of 1,000 people?
This guy's so whack.